Hello everyone, I'm Kelly and I'm here with Andreas, also known as Android, who has been on our Smash division since 2015. And today we're here with him because I'm sure that a lot of you must have noticed that he has been quite inactive in competing for the past couple of months. So we're here today to kind of share with you what has been going on as an update. And I will let Andreas tell you guys what's up himself.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, so as you noticed, as Kel also pointed out, we have it hasn't been too much tournaments that I've been attending to, unfortunately, and it comes by the fact that I haven't been able to compete because of my hands. It all started basically late summer last year. I started to feel a little bit tired when I was playing, but at that point, I thought it was more that I've been playing too much. It was 3-4 weeks straight where Armada, Leffen, and I, we were competing. We went from one place to another, and it was really exhausted. It was around that point when I felt like tired, but I thought I played a little bit too much, so I decided to take a little bit break. As it kept going, unfortunately, even though I didn't play as much, took more breaks, played less. It still got annoying for me to do things, not only playing, but also the fact that doing other things such as lifting stuff, such as plastic bags or carrying things. So at Big House, it's like really starting getting like a bit too serious, unfortunately. And then as it kept on going, I thought I could solve this on my own, but as a beginning of this year, I went to a doctor, and they checked it out, and they could see that I have carpal tunnel syndrome in both hands. And so what that means is that it's been very annoying and hard for me to play. Smash is such a execution heavy game. It doesn't take too long for me before I need a break, and it doesn't really work for me with that condition. So Genesis was the last tournament I entered, and I haven't played Melee at all since Genesis, pretty much.
Is there like a difference for you when you play, Melee or Ultimate? Because I remember that we talked a bit about it in January before you went to Genesis, and you actually did mention that Melee, it takes a lot more movement and it was way more intense than Ultimate. And that's why you kind of decided to swap to Ultimate as well, because of your condition?
Yeah, so that was it. And then the last two tournaments I went to was part of the Melee doubles because I couldn't leave Armada behind. So I decided to only play Melee doubles, and then I tried to play Ultimate singles. More than those events might be a bit hard. But even then, it was quite hard to still play both of the games. So what I have been doing is that I have not playing Smash whatsoever. When I'm playing games such as like Mario Kart, I have this option with auto accelerate, so I don't even keep holding it. I just let the game do it for me. Otherwise, it would be too hard to like keep holding the same, keep holding my thumb on that button for 4 minutes straight, and that's too much as well. So I've been playing games, but it's been very simplified with those kind of things. Let the game do things for me, for example. So yeah, that's one of the two things.
So what I want to also get you to share with everyone, because I know that a lot of people has heard about Carpal before, but they don't actually probably understand what it means. How is it for you when you had the condition? Like, what do you feel? And which part of your arm does it actually affect? Because it leads to you not being able to compete anymore. So could you share with everyone who doesn't have the experience what it means to, sadly, what it means to have carpal tunnel?
So okay, so I got carpal tunnel in both my hands, and what it basically does is that when I'm doing certain things, such as like playing, for example, I get very tired very easily. It's also this tingling feeling, and almost as it might be like my hand is falling asleep. it's a feeling that reminds me of that. So what it really does is that I get a hard time to like keep up with my movement. It's like a little bit when you're driving and you're losing speed. It's like go slowly, slowly, slowly until it reach a point where it's like getting too hard to like keep on doing. And when I played Melee, I played Sheik and I played her very fast. So it's like many things that I did got really hard to do. So I'm losing speed. I started losing like my momentum. It got hard to play at all.
As well.
Yeah, it's also got mentally, not only physically and like in game you could see, but also mentally starting to get effect on me. And I could definitely tell during Genesis doubles that it got hard to keep up with everyone.
What is it like on your worst day? You know, like on the worst day when you really feel it. Like at what point did you realize that, you know, because you love competing, I know that, and all fans know that. You know, at what point was it that you actually had to tell yourself like, you know what, it's gonna be better for me to take a break rather than to play through it because.
Yeah, so I checked it up, and like very early on this year, before Genesis, I got it confirmed it was carpal tunnel. And as it seems to right now, I not only have carpal tunnel, I have tennis elbow in both arms on top of this. But from what I know is that I rather go all out or not playing at all. The thing is, what have been the most heartbreaking is that it wasn't that I could quit whenever I wanted. It was basically I was forced to quit. And I also have a life, and it would be so sad, like regardless what I'm doing, that I would have these issues that would bother me so much in my entire life. So I decided to stop from Genesis. It was too much. I couldn't really keep on going. And like I also just said that I don't want to half do it. I'd rather go all in or nothing. And thanks to Alliance that supports me and understands, they gladly supported me in this decision as well, which I'm very glad of.
Yeah, we were really sad when we heard that he had carpal tunnel because I came from StarCraft 2 back in the days, and it's almost a career-ending illness per se. There are two people that I know quite well of that has really bad CT. Number one is actually TLO from Team Liquid, and he had to take a break for half a year or a year. And same as you, he went to treatments, and you know he was super hardcore. He signed up for Tai Chi, which is like, you know, Chinese Kung Fu and stuff, to really get his health back. But when me and Andreas were talking about it in January, my advice to him was that he should take a break to get better because he has a lot more years left in him to compete. Rather than be desperate and to try to compete under pain right now, we told him that, you know, it's better that he takes a break because it's not the end. But if he keeps going on and playing in this condition for just half a year, he's gonna have to go for surgery because that's what happened to the second person that I knew about. It was a fear from EG, and as you guys, some of you might know, he had to sit out during TI and watch his teammates play because he was having too much acid flux in his tennis elbow as well. So I'm not sure if he ended up getting surgery, but I know that it was also for him a half a year to 1 year process. So to support Andreas, and it was the hardest thing to choose because we love having him on our competitive squads, and they have been winning a lot of tournaments along the years. But we both agreed that it would be better for him to, you know, heal up for real before he considers competing again. So what is like your, pretty much like, what is your tip, you know, for people who feels that they might, or like, you know, any tips for the pro gamers or people who are looking to compete out there?
So one of the few things that I learned so far is that the carpal tunnel you might get a carpal tunnel if you're doing the same thing too much for a like too long a period of time. So it comes very natural then if you, as a smasher, you keep holding the GameCube controller and you're pressing a lot of buttons really fast and you keep doing it for a long time, like not only a few hours, but I mean like days, weeks, months, and what's happening is that it will affect you sooner or later, but once you start feeling it, then it could be like already, not maybe too late, but then you should definitely check it out for sure. So that was something that I learned, and they told me that to keep doing the same thing, having the same postures, doing the same thing, it's easier if you do other things. What actually got worse for me was using keyboard at all. Even though I haven't really played games on a computer, such as like Overwatch or Dota, it still destroyed my hands right away. I could not type more than, I actually made a test and I saw it was like 80 letters and then my hands died.
Wow.
Literally. And Smash was pretty rough, but I didn't want to risk it. So, yeah.
Well, you did think about playing through the pain. A little bit.
Yeah. And
for a while.
maybe, but then again, I decided to not go for it.
Yeah. So what are like your, can you share with everyone what are your next plans when it comes to yourself?
So the plans I'm doing right now, since I can't compete, but I still love playing video games and I still love to be in this team. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm streaming, I'm trying to be entertaining, I'm playing other games that are a little bit more friendly, but I also take a lot of breaks during my streams. Many like hand breaks, a couple of minutes. I'm still entertaining, I'm still there. People seem to still enjoy it. They understand the issue as well. So the part is, I think, not only like keep on playing forever. You should take breaks every now and then, resting your hands a little bit, take a walk, something. But the plan is for me is that not only streaming, but I also feeling that I have been away from the Smash community for way too long, and I would like to be back as a caster perhaps, or being on an analyst desk and talk about it. I would like to say that I have a lot of knowledge, also from the early days of Smash to where we are now. I would also indicate that I know a lot from like top players' mindset and maybe low players' mindset to see all the differences. I've been a part of it the whole time. I've been like from the bottom and like been up there and playing with the best. So that's something that I'm looking for to do for the time being.
And like if you could choose, would you prefer to cast Ultimate or Melee? Because as we know, Evo doesn't really have Melee this year. But what would you like to cast? Both games or mostly just Melee?
I think it would be nice if I could go for both of them. On personal level, I think I have maybe more knowledge and stuff from Melee, since I've been playing that for 15 years, and Ultimate has only been out for like half a year or so.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely cool to get a new chance on new games and get to see from their point of view and see how their games and all works. But if anything, Melee.
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, you do have a really good knowledge of the game, and as you said, you've been playing it since, I don't know, you were 8 or something?
Since 10.
10 years old. So
10 was when I started competing.
For sure, I think like in terms of like knowledge and stuff, you're probably up here. And if you guys have been catching Andrea's stream or Android's stream lately, he has been pretty entertaining, especially when you played this Paper Mario game. He's kind of voice acting over the lines as well. I enjoyed some, Batman parts as well as like Princess Peach's parts. So definitely, like for you, would you prefer to be like a, I don't know, more like analytic caster or like a play-by-play? Because I feel like you'd be a perfect mix of both, in some sense.
Yeah.
Who is like your dream casting duo partner that you see this guy and you're like, all right, we're gonna do like an amazing job together if we were to cast together?
Well, out of the Smashers,
because I feel like if it's you and Amada, it might get a bit too analytic. If you know what I mean. Or do you think like it could be a good combo for you and Amada, or is there someone that you've seen and you're like, dude, if I was casting with this guy, it would be like the best stream?
I think, yeah, well, we're not including Armada regardless.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to caster, it might be Vish for example.
Yeah.
He's been a really good caster for Melee
Yeah.
for a long time, and he is in the top base very often.
Mm.
And people really like him, and I felt that we could maybe be something like
Yeah.
a duo. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see a Vish and ndroid cast. I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to thank you for your time today. And really appreciate you giving everyone an update, because quite a lot of people have been kind of pinging us and be like, when is ndroid's next tour? When are we gonna see him again?
Yeah. So the plan is to try to keep on getting my hands back together, like trying to get them good again. But I'm doing streaming and hopefully can go to events and casting perhaps. That would be really fun. So that's the plan. I'm not leaving or going anywhere. So yeah, that's a shout out to Alliance, the team supporting me a lot. Razors, we have a Monsters, we GG Bet. So I really appreciate all the support, and I hope you understand the situation.
And make sure to subscribe to ndroid on Twitch.
Peace out.